Okay, out here today, finishing this hub up. Well, I'm drilling a pin. They did have that locking collar on it, but one slid off. We lost it, so we were drilling it out. My cousin drilled the other one out, and then let's see if you're seeing that. Let's shove it. There you go. We're gonna work on this rim too. Gonna make the rim a hub. So what we're doing, that's pretty thick steel, heavy steel. All we're doing is taking our time. Just a standard drill bit, ain't nothing fancy. If you see chips coming out, you know it's cutting. Trying to hold it more or less flush. If your hair off, it shouldn't hurt. Can't really push on that side. There we go. Now we'll try it. You don't want to overspeed it because you burn the bit up. You just want to take your time and cut it. And it might take you a little while, but you will get through it. I'm going to get some, it's not cutting wool, but we're going to put some wool on it. Just use some plain old PB blaster. Just helps keep the drill bit cool and helps cut. We're getting there, but a little more of that in there. Like I said, you don't want to overheat your drill bit. Got her a good way. I'm going to spray this and then I'm going to let it cool off for a minute. It's a little warm. You could do this in first gear. Most of these have gears, but wouldn't be the greatest, so I'll go ahead and pause you and I'll show you when it's done. Okay, we got it drilled all the way through, and I got a pretty sized key in here, Carter key, chunky, so there we go. Now we just gotta take this hub and fix it, which gotta go get a bigger wrench, wrong wrench. This is, I believe it was a 9/16 on the front that I put on here just for starters. And I think the back is a 5/8. No, it's a 9/16 too, so. And I know someone's probably saying, why do you get such a long extension? It's the first thing I grab. I have other ones, but it works for what we're doing. Got that loose. And we still got to do the running boards on this. They got to be welded or something done to them. There's that. Take the rest of this nut off. And these are threaded. And there it is. Now I got to take and cut these off. Got to cut the back off here. Cut right down through there so we can start making our new hub. So I'll go ahead and get ready to do that, and I'll show you some more later. All we're going to do is take a grinder. Let me go ahead and show you real quick what I'm going to do. Just standard household grinder. I like to use the grinders I like the best are trigger grinders. And what that means is you can't push on that trigger until you flip the switch. It's got a safety switch, then you can grind it. But if it catches something, you let go and it stops. There's other grinders that you push up and lock up and you push the button and it goes. But sometimes it don't always work the way you want. So I locked at it, and then what I'm going to do is come here and I'm going to just grind like that all the way across till I cut this back piece off. So you guys don't need to see it. You got seen tons of people doing grinders, and I'll show you some more later. Okay, got the hub all cleaned off here. Well, I cut the back side off. Now, first thing to do is grind this down to make it more uniform, because you don't want to start grabbing that, because that right there is razor sharp. And if you really don't know what you're doing on this stuff, you don't want to do that. Piece of paper, just to show you. And I didn't put no pressure on that at all. So you want to be careful. If you're not sure what you're doing on this, or whatever, it's your first time building a tractor, a mud tractor, or whatever, wear some gloves. Just to be safe. So what we're going to try to do is finish this hub up today, and then we're going to we'll start on the back and try to make some fenders. I don't know if that happened today, but so now I changed it to a regular grinding disc. See how thick it is, and I'm going to grind all the way around that and make it smooth, more or less all the way across. So we'll go ahead and get that done. I'll be back with you. Okay, once you got your stock wheel, your steel wheel grinded down, everything's good, it's pretty well smooth. You can still get burrs and cuts, so you want to be careful, because I know a lot of younger kids and stuff are starting to get into this, the ones that live in the country like we do. Because there's always lawnmowers and stuff flying around. It's a good way to learn how to drive. Well, anyway, got that all done. Make sure it's smooth and decent on both sides. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your new wheel. You can actually you could have took this wheel if this was steel and welded it to it. But I like to make where you can unbolt it. So then what you're going to try to do is take this and you're going to try to get this to fit in here. I know it's going to be a little tricky and you don't want to fully weld it. Whatever you do, you want to tack this, because if you fully weld it and it goes catty corner up and down or whatever, then you're going to have to cut it off. I'm right over here, guys. Didn't lose me. I'm just over getting the nuts and bolts ahead. All the hardware. Sorry about that. All the hardware that I got came from Tractor Supply. This just standard hardware. It ain't no heavy. So what I'm going to attempt to do, you don't need all your nuts and bolts on there right now. Just whatever you're gonna, however you're gonna tie it together, and then something in there to keep it straight. I'll probably end up doing the same way I did the other one. I put a band around it. I made this thicker, a little wider. And I did, but then I ground these down, and I'm trying to get away with doing that this time. I wanted to see which I can. I'm going to take these. It's still a little loose, but not real loose. I'm going to take them and try to just tack them like that. Now I'll do a measurement here, here, and here. Now just by doing measurements here and there, that's just your up and down. The wheel's going up and down. That won't do anything from side to side. But if you have this, which I got it on backwards, you have this ground down pretty good and factory flush, no bumps on that. It should be pretty, instead of side to side, should be pretty good. So what we're going to do is try to tack it like that. Now I'll cut fillers or something, make it even stronger, put it in there, but for now, what we're going to do is measure what you want to do. And don't start on this. On the end, a lot of carpenters will even tell you this. Start on this, and then you go grab another tape measure. Every tape measure is different. Start on a 1 or your 2 or whatever you want. Just to get a rough idea, and it ain't going to be exact. And I'm looking down on it. I just want to see how close it is. That's like 5/8. You might have a better method of doing this. See, that's like 3/4. So it actually got to go this way just a hair. That one's reading right here under 3/4. This one is 2. Check the sides. And remember, yep. Check this one. Need to go that way just a hair. That's like a 1/16. Now I'm going to just tack these nuts on there and see what it does. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll show you. Okay, get you back over here. let's get you out in the front. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I just tacked them on there. You've seen me use my Harbor Freight welder plenty of times. You don't have to have a expensive welder if you're just getting started. Now, if you're doing professional welding and stuff, yeah, but I've had that welder. That it's a dual MIG welder, takes gas and all. I've had that thing for probably over 8 years, and it's still doing me good. Just got this. Doesn't really matter. You just checking. Put that where about straight. I'm gonna set this up near the tire. Now it's still got the little nipples they call right here. These things on this tire. Tire is worn, but what I'm doing is spin it to see how far it is out. Because I remember we made this hub, and I can live with that. That is actually good. And then we're going down here, and it just goes up and down just at the one spot, quarter of an inch. Not even quarter inch, probably 1/16. So that's actually good. So now what we got to do is you want to gently take it back off because you don't want to move anything. And you want to come back in here. Let me show you. Take it off here. Like I said, just tacked it. That's what you want to do. Just tack. Now you want to come in there and put a pretty good weld on there because you're gonna. Now I'm gonna fill it in here. But you want to weld that, tack that up pretty good while you got it about where you want it. So I'll run tacks around there so it don't move, and then I'll put bend fillers and fill that and actually weld that up real good. So, but the front hub is done then. Now we'll paint it up and it'll look like the other one. It actually look like this one. It should. You can see how decent that one looks. It's not. I ain't saying it's the best, but it does for what I would need to do. And it should do for that one. We'll go ahead and finish that up and I'll show you some more later. Just be careful, whoever you are out there in video land or YouTube or whatever. Don't rush your stuff and just go out there and try. Never give up. Okay, got the hub all welded up. Well, not all welded up. Got a good tack all the way around. You could probably go with that, but I'm not. What I'm going to do is add, like I did on the other one, but the other one I actually took this all the way around. Now, what you're going to want to do is you want to start here, but you don't want to go here and like here, or say it's there, because when you bend a circle, it's going to be longer than just cutting it off. So make it a little longer. Somewhere in there. You can see if I put that to there, it's right there. I want enough where I can put that in there and bend that over. And even if, just say, I start doing that and it's too long, I can cut it. So you always... We're going to actually make it even longer. So I'm going to tack it in there. I'm going to make it about a quarter inch longer. And then I'll just start bending that around. And I'm going to do that. Gotta watch it because it's still extremely hot. I'm going to do that 4 different times. So each one might be a little different because you're weld. And we were on this one. So that's the one we're going to do. Show you what I mean. I'll go ahead and I'm going to get me a cutting wheel. Just a thin cutting wheel. We're going to put that on the grinder. And we're going to cut that. Then we're going to tack that in there and start bending it and see how close we can get it. And make sure when you change your blades or whatever on your grinder, make sure it's always unplugged. I don't know if you're seeing that. So that's it. it's not safe to change them when it's plugged in. Just in case that grinder would take off and you're using your tool, the tool you're supposed to use, not like me, and then that tool come out and it hit you. Hurts you even worse. And always, I can't stress this enough, always use safety glasses. Even if your safety glasses are tore up a little bit, as long as you can see through them and a decent. Now if you can't see through them at all, don't use them. Okay? And if you can't see through them, you don't cut. So we're gonna cut this. I'm not getting a lot of pressure. I was letting the blade do all the work. It cut right through it. Then what you're gonna do? We're gonna crank on our welder. I'm gonna unplug my grinder, just in case I bump it. I don't want it taken off and tear my leg up or something. Because I was doing everything right before. I don't know if you're seeing this. That mark right there is a grinder, and that was off of a wire brush. So imagine if the wire brush, it wasn't a wire brush, it would really cut into me. All right. Now you gotta watch this because it is hot. I'm gonna stick at it. I'm gonna put it in there, I'm gonna weld it, and then I'm gonna start bending. So, go ahead and turn my welder on. I'm gonna show you this. I don't know how it'll show up on the video. I hope it don't mess the camera up, it shouldn't. But I'm gonna just tack that in there. I got all my settings where I want them. And whatever you do, you don't want to weld this out here like this. You want it back behind this. Because remember, this is your flush. You put it out, and then your wheel could be off. It might not be off there, but it'll be off the other way. So make sure you put it behind it. Alright, we're going to put a tack on here. Try to. That's the sound you want. You want it to sound like bacon. Alright, got a good tack in there. Now I'm gonna I'll grab some C-clamps. Let me put you on holes here. This ain't a C-clamp, it's adjustable, but it should work. I got C-clamps if we need them. So all you're gonna do, you're gonna take that off. You're gonna put something like so, however you want to bend it. If you actually had a torch, you could bend it real easy. You could put it in a vise and probably bend it. However your method is, just be careful whatever you do. If you ain't sure, don't do it. I'm pretty sure this will work. It might take me a couple of tries to get it, but try it this way. I could probably hammer that too, but I don't want to break my weld. I'll make it more adjustable. I don't know how far we're going to get on this video because it's starting to rain. If I can get one of these done to show you what I mean, then you'll know what you can do on yours. You don't have to do it my way. You can do it however you want. Just because you see a video on YouTube don't mean you have to do it the same way. You might find some way easier. Let's see. I want to try and see if this will work, but it's not going to work, guys. I'm going to take a hammer. And we're going to try to tap it with a hammer and do it that way. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to put this back on here. Yes, you see me jump real quick because that is still extremely hot. Make sure that I want to see if it was holding, but it's not going to hold. No, for some reason, not this time. We held it before. Guys, yeah, still recording. Well, I'm gonna have to hold it on the bottom, or you know what I can do even easier? Why can't we stop grabbing the hot spot, sit down here and start tapping on it? Just make sure you don't come out past that. Put that on backwards. Alright, that'll work. It ain't rocket science. Alright, what I'm going to do is put a tack in here. Tack air, and then we'll come back and make it look better later. So, I'm going to try to put this tack air here. Then we'll grind this the front off. There we go, good tack. Now I see that it's, where's my, I don't know what my soap's in. Well, I'll use this for reference. So I'm seeing that it's already hitting right here. So I'm going to nip a little bit of that off and start trying to bend it. So, let's go ahead and see if we can get that done. I'm going to turn my water off. Plug my grinder back in. I know this seems like a lot. There's our safety. But I'm going to take my welding helmet off. And I'm going to go back to these. Because if you grind with welding helmet on, you won't be able to see. That one you can't, because it's automatic. And the raindrops are starting to come, guys. Let's see if we can get this done safely. Let me move around here. Now you gotta watch it because that's still extremely hot. I don't know what I do with my channel locks. These is what these are called. Set that down there. We're gonna see if we can tap it some more. It's still need a little more. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut some more of that off. You just want to sneak up on it. You don't want to cut a lot. That actually might have been too much, but we can fill it in with weld because it is metal. Do that with wood, you ain't filling it in. I can take the piece that I just cut. I'll set that up there. Now we're going to tack all that together. Now these are strong tacks, these are not little tacks. Switch back over. You don't want to make a mistake and try to weld with your with your regular glasses. I gotta get this gun fixed. It makes the wire come out. I took it apart and fixed it once. See? It's sticking. It's just certain ways it turns. Alright. I'm not even pushing it, guys. That just wastes his wire. Let me go under here. We're going to try to tack. Try it again. I'll just try it like this. I'm going to try to tack that piece I just cut off on there. Now while it's hot, I'm going to see if I can hammer it down. It broke free, but that is alright. See if we can get it again. Got it there. Alright. We're attacking here. You can actually call that a weld because it's more than a tack. I was actually hitting it pretty good there. Now I'm going to try the top here. Trying to melt all that together where we cut it. Alright, and then we'll tack. There goes the wire again, guys. We got to get that fixed. Alright, there's the idea of what you're going to do. We're going to fill this in. I'm going to weld it on this side, weld some more, and I'll weld all this together. What I'm going to do, let me see if I can show you. Flip this around. Then we're going to weld this side. we go. See if we can, how good we can weld this. I'm stitch welding it together in a way. I'm welding, letting it heat up, and then cooling and welding again over top. So the bottom, this weld right here don't look bad. This weld right here, this one right here is bad. It's got a hole in it. See if we can fix it. I fixed it. Let me show you. I'm not the best welder out there, but this will hold. And you don't. This one right down here is. That's a good weld. Right in here is good weld. It wasn't good there. I had a pinhole in it. Then just weld up your front. Make sure you weld these good. And that's all you gotta do to make your hub. So I'll go ahead and finish this up, and I'll try to show it to you when it's done. Okay, take it over here. We got the hub done. Still a little warm. It is not finished. It is done. Still got some stragglers. Show it to you. Let me flip my little screen around so I can see what I'm doing. Just gotta grind her down. I gotta make sure the front's grinded again, all flush, because if you look, it's bulging out. That's gotta be flat. Back is solid welded. I solid welded this one. The other one I didn't, but she is done. And there she is. So we got our hub all the way done. And you see what we made it out of. I grind her down smooth. This is all smooth and it's still got good chunky weld on there, heavy welds. Now all I gotta do is paint it, make it look like the other one. I even cleaned up the backside, because you want to make it so when you're working on it, there ain't no sharp spots. Just in case you gotta do something, you don't want to stab yourself or cut yourself with a piece of metal. So we're gonna paint it black and call it done. I'll show you when it's complete. Okay, it's all done. Looks pretty good. It's got to dry. But there she is, just like the other side. All we gotta do is let her dry. I'll put the wheel on. So I'll show you, but you already see how the wheel goes on. Also, you don't see that, but I can show it to you. We're gonna check to see if it's still straight, and then after we put the wheel on, make sure everything's still good. That'd be the end of the video. Okay, we got the wheel all the way on. I'm gonna move you up here. That's close enough. Straighten the wheel out. Track's pretty good. And, we'll get our roller. Same thing we used last time. There goes even well, evil someone, I can't say that name, it's copyright. Well, there goes a crazy motorcycle driver. Very, very little. Very little. Let's see how it goes up here. Yep, and very little on that, so it's done. So if you like this video of me showing you how to make that hub, give me a thumbs up, didn't thumbs down. Please subscribe, and bye. I'm getting ready to say bye later, but we're going to see if we can. Thought he was coming back. We were going to get him. I can hear him. So, alright. Bye till later. Please subscribe.